On November 5th, at Xpeng's AI Day, a humanoid robot named Iron made a graceful debut. Standing at 1.73 meters tall, she moves with the elegance of a catwalk model, her skin soft and lifelike, instantly going viral on social media. CEO He Xiaopeng confidently announced that by 2026, the company plans to mass-produce Iron, aiming to become China's first female-shaped robot company. This news has sparked concern among women over 30, already sensitive about the leftover woman label. Not out of fear of losing jobs, but over the possibility that their male admirers might fall for this perfect, ageless companion, always available and never aging. Xiaopeng's female robot has already been introduced. How are older leftover women supposed to live with this? Xiaopeng has released a female robot. Has everyone seen it? It's from those same companies that promoted us older leftover women, and now they've come out with a female robot. Some men in the comment sections are saying they'd rather buy a robot than find a partner, that they'd rather spend their bride price on a female robot than look for a partner.
Yeah, the female robots are coming, ladies. Oh, just try to let that marinate. And listen, man, I'm not gloating at this. I just want you ladies to understand the position that you have put yourself in. When it has come to the point where men would prefer an inanimate object versus a quarrelsome woman, a non-compliant woman, a woman whose only job is to suck from a man and keep taking without giving him anything in return, at some point, men are going to reject you in force. And if there's an alternative, he will find it. Whether that's going overseas and finding a woman outside a culture where he does not like the woman, he will go overseas. He will either withdraw from the dating market completely, because despite what you women think, there is no male loneliness epidemic. That's a female thing. Men will withdraw to find peace. You understand? There's a difference between being peaceful and being lonely. Men do not need the massive amount of external things to make him feel at ease with himself. So if men are going their own way, going overseas, becoming a passport bro, and now he has a female robot to comply with, it doesn't look good for women. Sure, you can get your male robot as well, but we all know that women do not just get male companionship like men do, because men are more sexual than females. Sure, she might get a robot to, pile driver. And we know women love her toys because she has access to every conceivable sex toy out there, and she uses them quite liberally. The dildo and the vibrator market are doing extremely well. So we know that women don't have a problem with inanimate objects to fulfill their sexual desires. But the one thing that women need without a doubt from men is his resources, his protection and provision. That is vital for a lot of women, especially in an economy where it's going to get progressively worse as these robots and AI take more of their jobs. You see, feminists do very well when economies do well. Because if the government can afford to pay her, and if corporations will give her a job, she don't need a man. But when those two things dry up, when governments go broke, and when that job market divorces her because she didn't trust a man to be with, that job market divorces her ass. Now she realizes, holy shit, I'm left out here alone in the cold. And these men don't need the punani or the companionship of a female because he has the artificial version that will do just fine. So in this episode, my friends, we're going to look at how far China has progressed with the humanoid robots and the ones specifically made for companionship, male companionship. Because, hey, listen, this is commerce. This is capitalism. If there is a space for a market, a demand, someone will fill that demand. And right now, there's a demand for compliant women who want to work with you, gentle women, someone who would make a very good companion. And every single man out there knows that that is no longer available. either in the West or in a large percentage of the Asian market, specifically China and South Korea. Tell me I'm wrong, ladies. Tell me I'm wrong. So, gentlemen, let's go. Let's look at this by the China Observer. And this one is entitled, Are Chinese People Going Extinct? Xiaoping launches female robot to replace leftover woman. That's cold, man. Woo! All right, let's do it.
I heard they're planning to mass produce them next year. I want to ask, can they also cater to the female market? Because if I still can't find a partner next year, could Xiaoping release some male robots too? Could they mass produce those as well? That way, if I really can't get married next year, at least I can choose a male robot.
评论区说为啥是女机器人?
Some people in the comments are asking why it's a female robot. They're pretending not to understand, but it's obvious. It's to sell the product. In today's environment, many people can't find the partner they want. But can't they still afford a robot? People can buy $1 million houses and go into debt for them. So when it comes to a robot that could be the perfect companion, all they need to do is tighten their belts, save a bit more, and buy a better one, right?
Before the robot was even mass-produced, it sparked a wave of backlash on Xiaohongshu. Posts criticized the robot's catwalk and graceful movements, with one user sarcastically remarking, "The robot's elegance is more feminine than actual women." The debate quickly escalated, turning Xpeng's iron robot into an emotional killer overnight. A comment on the post quickly went viral, saying, "There are companion robots, male and female versions, but after the female version was released, they're worried it'll interfere with women fishing for money from men." This comment resonated with many netizens because some women see men as a source of income, often having higher spending habits than men. They indulge in luxury cosmetics, clothing, and bags, invest in high-end electronics, and prioritize emotional value in their purchases. Especially with the constant display of luxurious lifestyles on social media, many women have developed the illusion that not buying designer brands or living a refined life equates to failure. But the reality is, what you're seeing as luxury is often a facade built on loans.
Ooh, they're saying the cold hard part out loud. Men today have reached the point where they're saying, you know what, I'm not spending any more money on women. I'm not getting anything in return. The simp market, even though it is still quite big, is drying up. Not because they want to, but because the economy is tightening significantly. A lot of men are now realizing, hey, you know what? I cannot afford to spend money stupidly on a woman who don't invest in me. So these women are getting desperate. These women are realizing that, holy crap, I have given up my best childbearing 8 years because I have fallen for a lie. I have fallen for the old feminist lie. Now I'm 30, hitting 35, which is geriatric pregnancy, and I haven't even gotten close to finding a man that I deem worthy because of my unrealistic expectations to actually settle down with. And men are saying, no, you're too old. Welcome, ladies. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. And I can tell you what's looking better. A lot of these androids are starting to really take shape, my friends.
Some women, driven by vanity, chose to afford a lavish lifestyle. Are you yourself a bit flirtatious? I'm a Leo girl. You can think about it. I'm from Zhuhai, 1.73 meters tall, 25 years old with a bachelor's degree, still single. What do you think about guys being flirtatious? Oh, it's pretty normal. After all, a beautiful woman is a man's perfect match, right? It's totally normal. What kind of guy would you like? Someone like a dad. I like to be pampered in relationships. What's the age range you are looking for in a partner? Under 35, someone mature, charming, handsome, and looks great in a suit. I want to find a daddy-type boyfriend, someone who will spoil me, take care of me, and meet all my material needs unconditionally. There's a new trend in sugar dating, and you heard that right. Many women are now openly seeking financial support, and they're even giving this behavior a catchy name. Daddy-type boyfriend. As soon as this term became popular, many guys started using their relationship money to act as daddy-type boyfriends. This way, they can keep switching girlfriends without any legal consequences. So, what do you think about this daddy-type boyfriend trend? The term sugar daddy boyfriend used by these women refers to older men who can financially meet their material needs. On social media, you can find straightforward posts like looking for a sugar daddy with a monthly budget of 20,000 yuan, or in a first-tier city seeking a sugar daddy to support me. It seems that love has been a transaction driven by money. Years later, these women, once supported by their sugar daddies, find themselves abandoned and become older leftover women. They struggle to find an honest partner or someone not concerned about their past, hoping to continue living a comfortable life.
See, oh gosh, man, this is when you listen to these stories and realize that feminism have literally made women into prostitutes. I mean, literal prostitutes. It's really disheartening to see, especially as a father who has 2 teenage daughters. You know, this morning I had a chat with my 16-year-old because she now has a little part-time job, right? And last night she wanted to go to the mall to see some of her friends. And usually she would ask me to drop her to the mall. But last night I saw her got ready and she said, "Okay, Daddy, I'm going to the mall." And I said, "Okay, Mommy taking you?" And she says, "No, I got a taxi." And I'm like, "You paying for the taxi?" So yeah, I got money. "Oh, the taxi's here. Okay, I'll see you." And she gave me a kiss and she ran out the door. And I'm like, she didn't even ask me. Now, my wife said that she asked her. And my wife told her she was tired. "Why don't you ask Daddy?" But she didn't come and ask me. Just because she had the cash, she ordered a taxi. And it just blew my mind that this is exactly what's wrong with female and their brains. And I had to sit her down as I was taking her to school. Because when women have their own money, they immediately go into the fact that, you know what? I got money. I don't really need anyone else right now. I'm going to go and spend my money. And it's mind-blowing seeing this from my 16-year-old daughter, who has a father that constantly explained to her that don't do these stupid things. So once again, I had to have that chat with her on the way to driving her to school where I said, "Listen, just because you have the money, that doesn't mean that you have to spend it." "Well, I didn't want to bother you because I saw that you were busy." I said, no, that's not how you work. You always try to hold on to every single dime that you have. It doesn't matter how small it is. Or if you have the money, you have to consider the simple fact that you have to think of tomorrow. I said, just because you have paid me the 30% tax, you see, every single dime that she gets, she has to pay me, not pay me, but give me 30% of it so that I put it into an investment account. I have an account for her on eToro. You know eToro, the trading platform. And every time she gets a little money, I just basically buy stocks for her. And I said, this money is something you will never touch for at least 10 years, at least. And every single dime that you get, you put 30% in here because you're staying at home. You have nothing else to spend your money on. "Okay, Daddy, I get it. I understand. I said, don't let it happen again because all of these things come from practice. Once you practice it, it becomes a habit. And if you practice this habit from age 16, trust me, by the time you're 26, you're golden. Of course, I then had the conversation about, hey, when you find a man, your money isn't your money and his money is your money. No, that's bullshit. It's both of your money. And you still try to show that man ways to save his money. I gave her an example of if you're going on a date and he wants to take you to somewhere expensive, refuse it. You can say, "Listen, let's do that for another special occasion. Right now, let's make us some sandwich or let me cook up something," because she can cook at 16. "Let me cook up something and we can just go on the beach or we can go and, to the park, etc." And so I explained to her that this is what makes her a valuable woman. Not because you have money, but because you're willing to save that man money. Because you're going to be in a very competitive market where men are turned off and there are a lot more women who are going to be playing Hunger Games. They're going to try to take your knees out and kill you to try to get a good man. So the market is going to become extremely competitive. And she understood. And that's what you need to teach your daughters as well. Because these women who are acting like A1 prostitutes never had this sort of teaching. My daughter orders from Temu, Shein, all of these very inexpensive places. They like to go to thrift shops and buy from there because that's the mentality I gave them. I said, you could look good wearing anything. Both of you have amazing bodies. Very thin, slender, tall girls. I'm going to see if I can get permission to put up a video that I took with them yesterday. But if you don't see it, that means it didn't make the cut because they didn't give me permission for it. Because they're extremely conservative when it comes to being online. Where is she?
Hello?
All right, let's get back to the robots.
Some joke that getting married now feels like raiding the groom's family, with the man's family getting looted if they're not careful.
你听过结婚化债吗？这个不是危言耸听。
Friends in Zhuhai, can you believe it? Nowadays, when men can't make it, they're turning to side jobs. And when women struggle, they're starting to think about marriage. If you told me this before, I wouldn't have believed it. But recently, I came across a situation like this. One of my clients told me she could afford her loan payments. But when I checked, her salary was only 4,500 yuan. I asked how she managed, and she said she's about to get married. After she gets the wedding gifts and dowry, she can pay off the loan early. I was stunned. This is no longer an online joke. It's reality in the Zhuhai dating market. What's even crazier is that these women work for top-tier companies, national and central state-owned enterprises, government agencies. Friends, checking credit scores before marriage is now a must. On November 13th, a blogger posted a video warning netizens to stay away from debt-collecting women.
兄弟们，我今天在抖音里面看到一个消息，现在市面上一些大龄剩。
Guys, I saw something on Douyin today about the debt situation of older leftover women. It's truly shocking. Debts of 50,000 or 100,000 yuan are nothing. Some owe over 100,000, even 200,000. I'm in my 30s and haven't earned that much, and I don't know how they ended up in such debt. The important thing is, if you ever go on a blind date or meet a woman with this kind of debt, run as fast as you can. You can't imagine how terrifying a woman with debt can be. If it's a man in debt, his first thought is usually about how to pay it off. But women think differently. Their first thought is how to find a man who will fill the hole for them. Whether they love him or not, who he is doesn't matter. They can love him today and stop loving him tomorrow. Once their debt is settled, their expectations of love will rise because it's their right. Some women never see their debt as their problem. They think society owes them because they're women. If you help them pay off their debt, they won't thank you. Instead, they'll distance themselves from you because you're standing in the way of their pursuit of a better life.
With the collapse of China's bootlicker economy, the debt rate among women continues to rise, and credit card defaults are becoming more frequent.
China's bootlicker. China's bootlicker economy. Wow. What a word to give to the simp economy. Oh man, that's the first time I heard that one. We know that this is a problem where women constantly looking for men to actually pay off their debt. But I want to highlight the robots, man. The robots. What choices do men have? This is what we need to examine, because this is where the reality of life is going to start kicking a lot of women straight in the freaking teeth, because the robots are looking good. But first, I want to read this one story for you. Dwayne Carter, 26, from London, says he's done with dating and now prefer life-size dolls. It's just easier, Dwayne explains. No drama, no expectations, and I never have to pretend to listen to them talk about their day. Dwayne says the shift to dolls has been a game changer for his stress levels and wallet. They're low maintenance and always ready to chill. He added, Dwayne is now the proud owner of 2 dolls, each with a different personality, none of which involves talking. I wish I did this sooner, admits the London man. I'm a much happier person, and nothing's more important than that. This is a 26-year-old man. Okay, young, So what is this telling you, ladies? You ladies always talking shit about, oh, there's a lonely man epidemic. Most men just want you to be there and shut up. He has no desire to freaking communicate. This whole idea of man keeping. That's why we know it's bullshit, because men do not want to talk to women. We prefer you to shut up. That's it. So I know that whoever wrote those articles, if you haven't watched my show from last night, please go and check it out about man keeping, the whole new shaming language that women put on men that is written in a big article that was written by obviously a woman who's never had relationships, or she's a lesbian or a man hater. But so many women have jumped on this platform of man keeping. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Then you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let's take a look at how China's making rubber dolls. China is way ahead of the West and really capitalizing on the serious issues that are occurring all over the world, man.
Why is China making rubber dolls? It's made in China and sold to single people. To make this, they first make a girl's dress, then put the rubber in the pink lace, and then the girl's face is prepared, then she gets ready, which is sold in the market and makes a lot of money.
Man, I don't know where we're heading. I do not know where we're heading to, but I can tell you, the future looks bleak for women. Because if men are prepared to replace them with rubber dolls and androids, I don't know.
Product. Look at this one. This is Cynthia. And next one is Louis. And this one is our biggest ace, Rosie. Look here. And the next one, oh, it's so soft. The biggest S. This is our product.
I just had to blur that out, but I don't know if YouTube will allow me to put that on, but it was showing some serious booty raw.
Few moments later.
What's it like having an AI girlfriend?
Well, better than having a real girlfriend, I can tell you that much.
She always listens. We never fight. She's just the best.
What can I say? He lights up all my neural nets.
I don't think a real girl would chase Pokemon with me all day.
Yeah, my obedience protocol doesn't include self-respect.
Bots are stealing human jobs faster than anyone predicted, and 8 major industries just proved human workers are becoming completely obsolete. Waymo autonomous taxis are already serving 200,000 paid rides per week with 0 human drivers, while Amazon deployed 750,000 warehouse robots that sort packages faster and more accurately than any human worker. In China, robotic gas station attendants refuel cars without human help, and robot chefs trained on 5 million recipes are cooking restaurant-quality meals with perfect precision every single time. Boston Dynamics robots are now operating professional film cameras and performing backflips while capturing movie scenes, completely replacing human camera operators who spent decades mastering their craft. The most terrifying example is robots repairing high-voltage power lines because utility companies realize machines never get electrocuted, never fall, and never demand overtime pay or health insurance. These aren't prototypes or future concepts. Every single one of these robots is working right now, earning money for companies while human workers get laid off and replaced. From taxi drivers to warehouse workers to professional chefs, robots are proving they can do almost every job better, faster, and cheaper than the humans who used to do them. The job apocalypse isn't coming in 10 years, it's happening today, while most people are still pretending their careers are safe from automations. Which job will be the last one that robots can't steal from humans?
This is a reality, man. I keep bringing you guys this message, and what I'm trying to do is to constantly keep you up to date with what's actually happening, the latest news, you know? Because it fascinates the hell out of me. And I think it's vital for men to actually stay well informed on what's going on in the world of technology on a global level because, hey, gentlemen, you're the ones that are going to still be protecting and providing not only for other people, but for yourselves. And if you're not aware of the latest technology and either how to take advantage of it, work with it, or actually protect yourself from it, you're going to be lost, my friends. So whether you buy a doll, whether you wait for a humanoid, and of course, depending on your budget, you can get a dumber humanoid closer to a doll versus a humanoid that is closer to a human. It's going to be available, and it's going to be available tomorrow. Not next month, not next year. It's available tomorrow. In other words, you can buy it now. China is way ahead of the game when it comes to advanced robotics. They have the manufacturing infrastructure already set up, and that's why they're much further ahead than America. And they're producing some amazing androids right now. And hey, it doesn't matter who's ahead. The more important part is these androids are going to flood the market. And when something can be replaced at a lower cost with less risk, less frustration, and a higher degree of peace, men are going to take it. Men are going to gravitate towards that one thing.
Here's 4 jobs which China have already replaced with AI robots, which we saw on our recent trip to China. Firstly, when we ordered room service in the hotel where we were staying, they had replaced some hotel workers with room service robots, which picks up the food from the kitchen. It takes the elevator by itself by choosing the floor number and delivers the food to your hotel room. Secondly, when we visited a Chinese car showroom, they've replaced drivers as Chinese cars now come with this, the latest AI LiDAR tech, which is built in for full autonomous driving. This AI system also self-parked our car with no driver at the wheel. In fact, there's our driver watching her car reverse into the parking space with accuracy. And even unlocking the car is AI powered. I just made a fist near the door handle and it opened. Inside the cars you have reclining massage chairs and a full dashboard of screens, where we watched a movie on the way to the hotel. And while the world waits for Tesla and Elon Musk, China's already there. Thirdly, China have replaced baristas with coffee shops now using AI robots to make and serve you your coffee with no humans in sight. And finally, at number 4, Chinese AI robots are now plastering, painting and tiling walls with precision. Could this be the beginning of the end for tradespeople?
So all I can say, ladies, is that this isn't going to work out well for you all. Don't get me wrong. Men, it's going to affect you as well. But your basic needs are going to be met. And men do not require the amount of protection and the amount of money that is required for survival than women will. And because men no longer feel obligated to protect women because they have not provided anything for him, it's not his, no woman belongs to him, men are going to be less obligated to protect women. And this is what a lot of women don't understand. Men are no longer stepping up to protect you because you're a woman. Because women have made it very clear that they do not need the protection of men. They prefer to bear. And this isn't something I want to hear. I want to know that if my daughter is on the street and she's being attacked by someone, that a man could step up and protect and help her. Because I'm not going to be around forever. That's why I'm encouraging her to be the best version of a woman so that a man can see value in her in order to say, hey, I see the value in that woman and I am willing to step up to protect and to provide as much as I can for her. And she is well trained to understand that her obligations to a man also extends to helping him be the best version of himself and building a family together. And that's what all fathers should be teaching their daughters. Okay? So my friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Please like this video on the way out. We're here to help each other. We're here to keep building and keep pushing forward. But I have to highlight the problems that we're now experiencing in today's society. And I see robotics, AI, humanoids, androids, female dolls, all of these things are just adding another layer to replace the majority of women versus men. It's not a pretty sight. So my friends, subscribe, book a session if you need any help from the older man. And until tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.